Happy Tuesday. Alright, hold on here. There we are. Alright, hey everyone, thanks for joining me here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginning crafters, and I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So tonight we are continuing on the bunny sewing pattern. This is a stuffed toy that I designed a little while ago, but we haven't made it here together before, and Easter's coming up and it's spring now, so I thought it'd be fun to stitch this guy up. So the paper pattern is available below, and there's a PDF pattern as well if you want to stitch with us this week. Yesterday we cut out all of our pattern pieces and we started tracing them onto our fabrics, and we're going to finish tracing them onto the fabrics today and hopefully cut them all out. And if we get that all done today, then we will be good to go. I think we'll definitely be on the path to finishing this this week. All right, so let's get going today. I got my pattern here ready to go. We are on this page here. We've done this. We've traced all our pieces on our large piece. That's gonna be for the main body color and the head color. And then now we're working on the second color. It's a two fabric project, and that will be for like the belly, the ears, and we got a few other little parts like the inside of the feet and the bottom of the tail. So let's just get going on that right away. I have those pieces set aside here. So this is the main fabric. So our bunny will be that will be his main color, and then this is going to be his belly. You really only need like half of this, but I had a fat quarter sitting around, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to place them just like how they are on the template or the instructions there. And that will kind of like aim, like I'm not going right like this, I'm doing it more how it is there. So it's aimed upward like this. That's going to give me more of a upright strawberries on his chest there. So I'm using directional fabric, so I have to think about where things are placed a little bit more. Oh, and before I get going too far on here, I want to poke some holes in these leg darts areas, because I do want to mark those. So I'm just going to punch right through those, and we'll draw those on after we're done tracing this. So this is kind of the big thing to trace. Then we just got a few other little pieces. This is the belly and like the chest of the bunny and the bottom of his front legs. So let's go up just like so. I think that's good. All right, let's trace this guy. I'm just using my water-soluble marker. We talked about you could actually trace the paper pattern onto some freezer paper and then iron that freezer paper right to your fabric and use that as your template. Then you could reuse it a few times, which would be great. But I'm just cutting it right out of the paper pattern, the booklet, and I figure I can save these pieces like this too if I want to make another one. Can definitely reuse these. All right, there's the arm. I'm going to put dots in where all of these leg darts are. I'm actually going to draw this, I don't really need to, but I'm going to draw these arcs on there too once I'm done tracing. I want to add all the marks. There's also a tail placement right here, so I'm going to mark that. I'm going to mark it on the outside, but once I lift this paper up, I'll extend that to the inside. And you can pin this down if you want, but I'm just going for it. We're just tracing it. Try not to move it. So we'll finish all the tracing tonight and cut out these pieces, and then we're ready to go. Like after we get the pieces all cut out, we'll be ready, and it'll go really quick after that, I think. Yeah, maybe not super duper quick, but it'll go quicker than tracing all these pieces. Ooh, rhubarb strawberry pie. That sounds amazing. Yum. Oh, we got like 2 months before that. April, May. No, we got like 3 months. In my head, it's April already, but it's not quite yet. Okay, let's see. Oh, and leave open. I wanna just add those marks as well. And this is leave open, but that's that whole entire top. Okay, so I think we got all our markings. All right, so I'm just gonna, right away, I'm gonna extend where this tail is. I went a little too far, but that's okay. All right, so now where these dots are, I'm just going to connect the dots in like a little arc like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Ultimately, we're just going to be matching these 2 dots next to each other by folding it later, but I think it's just not a bad idea, just to, as a reminder, just to have like that little arc on. So I'm just kind of connecting the dots a little bit. So there's one. What this is going to do later is it's basically a rounded dart, and we're going to, it's right here if you look at it on the bunny. So it's this part right here and right here, and what that does is it's kind of forcing the legs to be down. If we didn't have that dart, they would be kind of outward, and there'd be like a lot of extra fabric there. It'd be a little awkward. So we want to kind of force those feet downward so they stay in that down position, and that's what that dart on the inside is going to do. It's going to scrunch the fabric there, so it's going to pull the fabric that way to get us our little feet pointing downward. Oh, and let's just extend my leave this part open lines. All right, he's done. Oh, one quick reminder, I am tracing these on the right side of the fabric, not the wrong side. All right, let's add the ear. I'm not really gonna. This is the tail, not the ear. I'm not gonna fussy cut this. I'm just going to trace. So this will be the bottom. This is the underneath side of his tail. And I do like the idea of a pom-pom tail that was mentioned yesterday, but I'm going to stick to the fabric one for now. But that just sounds so cute, little big old pom-pom tail. Yeah, I'm excited to see if any of you guys are making this. Post it over in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. I'd love to see them. All right, we're done with that. That's the underneath of the tail. Okay, now all we have left are the inside, the insides of the legs. So that's this part right here, the inside of the back legs, and then the inside of the ears. So these 2 parts there. Let's do the legs first. I'm just gonna look at how it's written here. So these you want that mirror image again. So like one like this, and the next one like that, just like flipping them. And I do kind of want these upright still, even though you're not going to be able to see them very well. We do have a turning hole. So now this one we do want to have. We didn't have it on the other side, but we do want it on this side. So I'm just kind of making a hole in the middle there. I'm going to just make a hole to mark it, but then I'll just draw a circle around that hole. So, all right, let's just go right down here. So now in theory, you could like fold this piece in half to cut both at once. But if you did want to fussy cut it, then I'd draw them both out. Oops, I forgot to put in the dot, so let's line that up again. Connect it a little bit more. All right, there's the turning hole. I'm just going to draw like a circle around that. That doesn't have to be perfect. That's ultimately going to be hidden. All right, and then the opposite direction. And we're going to want that turning hole again. After this, we just have the inside of the ears to go, and we can start cutting. I'll probably just start with this bottom fabric, because why not? All right, so there's our leg, and then we have the inside and the inside of the ear. So we'll go like this and then flip it again. Yeah. All right. Got all these cute strawberries for the inside of the ear. I can kind of hear it sprinkling outside a little bit. It rained for a good part of the day, but it seemed like one of those nice, just rain falling from the sky, no like drama rain or like no intensity to it, just consistently falling all day today. It really kind of made it feel like spring, but man, it was a dark sky and it was pretty gloomy all day. Not like, it didn't feel like it was going to turn into a thunderstorm or anything. It was just gloomy, but it smelled good. Starting to smell like spring, and I like that. Okay, and the seam allowances are included in these pattern pieces, so you don't have to add that. So I'm going right up next to the pieces and just drawing them on. All right, and I think we got it. There, done. We got a bunch of extra space here, and obviously the whole upper half of this, because really we only needed a fat eighth for this bottom part, and that would have been more a cut like so. All right, let's trim these out. I'm going to just start with this piece here, and then we'll work to the next one. All right, for this, I'm going to get the real scissors out, the nice, super duper sharp scissors. I got my Kai scissors here. Marie says the same here in Wisconsin for today instead of last night. We expected it to rain. Yeah, it was kind of an all-day thing here. I talked to my parents tonight, and they had it they're in Wisconsin, and they had some rain in the afternoon. All right, I'm trying to think, how should I cut this out first? I think I'm going to just chop off the big piece and kind of shimmy it out of the way. I'll cut right on the line, but I'm going to kind of just get rid of that. I think it'll be easier to cut these pieces separate from the large piece. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for these strawberries. They are adorable. So I'm just cutting right on my lines. I'm not going to cut this dart at all. That's going to just stay. I moved that other fabric out of the way, so I don't want to accidentally cut that. Ooh, he's going to have a big old strawberry on his leg. Okay, I'm actually going to jump up here and get this straight away bit here, and then I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable here. There we go. Trying to figure out, is it easier to cut with just laying on the table like this or lifting it up? And I think laying it on the table like this seems to be working okay. I'm gonna just keep going with that. And I'll save all my little baby pieces there. So cute. This is probably the most awkward piece of this. And it's a little weird. I mean, usually there's a piece similar to this in stuffed animals, but we have such kind of an interesting. It's a different shape for the animal because it's not like equal on each side. It's not like a mirror image. It's kind of like the bunny's kind of laying on his side a little bit. He's just chilling in the grass. I did not starch my fabric, Sylvia. I mean, you could. That's probably not a bad idea. I don't do much with starch and stabilizers and that sort of thing anymore. I think no, I don't have a real good reason other than it's like an extra step, and it stains my pressing surface always. So I'm just kind of like, eh. So for this, I'm not doing anything. I'm not starching. I'm not adding stabilizers. Although it's not necessarily not a bad idea. I'm just not. I'm just using just the fabric itself. Okay, that piece is done. I'm also keeping my pieces nearby just in case I need to reference them or something. All right, so that's the first piece. Let's just make a stack over here, I think. Okay, let's get this tail. Trying to move the fabric and not the scissors so it's a little bit more comfortable. As my kindergarten aha moment, but when you're cutting on the table like this, I'm moving the scissors more. Alright, tail, bottom of the tail. Alright, I think I'm going to start cutting this leg, but I'm going to switch to cutting the ear, and I just want to separate all this from the rest of the fabric. Too bulky. Alright, one bit of the ear. Alright, so this piece of this fabric is done. I don't need him anymore, and I got a nice big piece here yet for another project, so that'll be fun. I am loving that fabric. Much easier without all the bulk. Alright, one inside of the ear. This is definitely all the putsy work. I'm excited to start sewing though. We will get there. Alright, insides of the ear. Now we just have the insides of the legs and the inside of the back legs. And we can call it a day on this fabric. There we go. I'm not going to cut out that hole quite yet. We'll do that later. So just the outside cutting still. Alright. There we go. So that is it for the bottom fabric, or the color number 2. Let's let that sit there, and let's cut out this piece. Now this has like a ton of pieces in here, so this will take a little bit of time, but I'm hoping to get it done. Oh, Lenore's asking how the maple syrup came out. Did they get a lot? So my parents have tapped some maple trees and are making maple syrup for the first time. So they I think we're able to make 2 batches. So it's just so interesting. Maple syrup, the conditions you need for it is it to have froze through the night and thawed through the day. And the moment it stops doing that, like if it's just all thawed, then it won't do the sap anymore. So I think they just got done. Like no more sap was coming out. So end of the season for the sap. Sometime like it's like a 3-week season that you can get this sap. I mean, at least, I don't know, in Wisconsin this year or something. I'm thinking in Canada it might be a little bit longer. I don't know. But anyway, so they, I think, made 2 batches. And 2 batches is like a couple pints worth of stuff for each batch. And I think they said that we watched them a little bit while they did the first batch. And that was just like this clear, like goldeny looking bit. And they said that they had it on oatmeal, and it was just delicious. And then they, the second batch, I guess they did a little bit longer. So they cooked it off a little bit more. And then it got to more of that like brown, thicker consistency. So they have kind of like a lighter consistency one and a thicker consistency one right now. And I don't know. Guess it's pretty good. Haven't had any, but I'm excited to get it at some point. But yeah, just was kind of like a neat to hear that process. I was surprised at how short the season is, and that it has to have that freezing and thawing in the evening and the day for it to work. So that was kind of interesting. All right, so here's his back. That's looking cute. So that'll go like right here. His little back piece. Ugh, cute. All right, let's see. I guess I'll just add you to the pile. Let's cut out that other big piece here. Get the 2 big pieces cut out, and then we'll get all the little ones. Okay. We'll just snip this all the way off again. Bit easier. Yeah, it's so delicious, maple syrup. So there's several people that make it in the area just because, there's the ability to, and one of my friends from like high school, her family makes some, so that's usually where we get it from. So the stuff that we already get for maple syrup, and I don't have maple syrup all that often, but the stuff we do get, we know is from the area, and we know who makes it, and it's like the real deal. There's nothing added to this at all. It's not like store-bought maple syrup. It's just straight from the tree, and you cook it down a little bit and put it in a jar. Uh, so I already have that type of maple syrup from that friend's family. So I'm assuming it tastes pretty close to that. But dang, it's just so cool. You just put it in your own little ball jars and you just store it, and you got your very own honey. And just use that for just like my mom has it on oatmeal. They made old fashions out of the maple syrup and used it instead of simple syrup. I'm like, dang, that's neat. Yep, they're from, well, my parents had, Gina's asking, are they from your parents' tree? So they had one tree. They just moved, so they're kind of like learning the area, like the trees and stuff that they have and all that yet. So there was one maple tree, and then through the neighborhood there's a bunch of medians with trees in, and all those happen to be maple trees too. So Dad put some bags on some of those too, and then those did really well. So that was just kind of funny. So sort of their trees. It's kind of the associations trees. But that seemed to work. Oh, Marion says the cooking down part is called sugaring off. That's kind of neat. All right, enough of this big piece. Let's finish these up. Ooh, on French toast, that would be delicious. Yum, I can't wait to have some. Sylvia's asking, does it stress the trees? Well, we were talking about that a little bit today when I was talking about them. So it's just like a tiny hole, and they heal up like within 3 weeks, even to the point that if the season goes further than 3 weeks, you have to kind of re-tap it. But no, they heal up. I mean, I suppose it's like a small scar, but it doesn't really affect the tree. You can't put them in any tree. They have to have like a 10-inch diameter, so they're already kind of hefty trees. So you're not gonna like put it in a tiny, unestablished tree. So they're hefty trees already, and then you don't want to put it in the same place every year because it's just kind of grows over that spot. But we were talking about it, and it's almost kind of like celery is how I was kind of thinking about it. So you have the outside bark, and then there's a section just inside there that's like an inch or something wide, or maybe a little bit more. I can't remember what they were saying. But so that's like right behind the bark, that section of the tree. And in that section, there's like a bunch of like almost like veins going upward, and that's what I thought was kind of like celery. So like celery has like, that sucks the water all the way up, all those little like channels, and that's actually what you're tapping into. So if you don't get one really well, then you tap in somewhere else. Anyway, I think it's pretty interesting. So yeah, so if you don't get any sap at just that one spot, that spot will heal up, and then you just find it at another spot. All right, outside of an ear, coming up. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. It's sprinkling a little bit. I think they said it could potentially even get to like thunderstorms later, but I think that was for like further south. Or like humans donating blood. A little bit. A little bit like that. I think that's what John mentioned too. When I'm like, oh, like celery, and he's like, oh, or like blood. All right, here's that head gusset part of it. Let's do this side too. I'm taking my time doing this. It's kind of nice seeing all the little patterns on it. Alright. There you go. Alright, I'm gonna let's get this little ear, or it's not an ear, the tail, top of the tail. Such a cute fabric. I've had this one for a while. I'm glad I'm finally using it. That's the fun thing. I'm so happy that I'm starting to go into my, like, I have a bin of just fat quarters, and it's all the random fat quarters that I've acquired over the years that, some of it's just too pretty to use, and I'm finally using it. All right, so there's that we kind of fussy cut this little flower in there, so he'll be right in the middle of the tail, just on top there, the little flower. That'll be cute. Okay, let's get this ear down here. Then we just have the two head parts and the second gusset piece. So that's actually, we're going to get it done. So definitely tomorrow we'll be doing a pile of cutting. I have to show you guys this thing though, because we're gonna need a bunch of pins tomorrow, and I got I'm pretty excited about it. I got this pin cushion, and I got a few of them, so I'm gonna have them in the shop. Just a few. I think I got like 9 of them or so. But I'll put them in the shop tomorrow. I just got them, but it's a magnet, and it's like this slap bracelet with that silicone around it, so you can put it on. It fits like any hand, and it looks like an Apple Watch, I think. But you can just I'm going to be using some pins later, so you can just plop all your pins right on there. So I'll be using this a lot tomorrow, I think, just to have on me, because we'll be doing a bunch of pinning. So anyway, it'll be my first time kind of using it. I'm excited about it. So probably won't use it tonight, really, but tomorrow, absolutely, I'll be using it. I just think it's super fun. It's like it just feels like a modern way to do the wrist the wrist band, like, pin cushion thing. So I think it's just kind of fun. Oh, Becky, that's exciting. Becky got approved to adopt a 2-month-old terrier mix puppy. Yay, that's exciting. How fun. Okay, picking it up. There we go. So I just got to remember that this is not an ear, it is the nose gusset. So this is going to be going like right here. So he's going to have like this, we fussy cut this too. He's going to have this cute little flower going right through his forehead there, and his nose is going to have like this little red flower there. It's silly, but I think it's cute. Okay, and last up, I think, yep, we just have the two head pieces. I'm going to try and get rid of some fabric here. Let's just kind of get the back of his head here. All right, I'm just going to go straight up. There we go. Get rid of all. This is a nice big scrap. Yeah, I'll throw it in the bin here. Okay, and let's just kind of release this side from the rest of the fabric too. Oh, you hope my sweater doesn't knock off the pins. That's a good point, Sylvia. I'll have to, maybe this is more of a not big sweater wearing device. And I probably won't have my watch on either. I'll give it a little test drive, just wearing it tonight, and I'll actually use it tomorrow. All right. Up the bottom of the nose here. Okay, this is where the nose meets in the middle. And we have the eyes marked on here, but we can move those wherever we want later. And I also have the ear marked where we'll line up the gusset once we're that far. Okay, one side of the head. And I think we're actually going to get to sew something tonight. That'll be nice. We're going to be moving on to the next step. Okay, all of our pieces are cut. Whole pile of pieces here. It's going to be fun, though. I think he's going to be really cute. I like the idea of this little gray bunny. All right. Cut out all pieces. Did that. Moving on. We are to the next page. All right. Oops, I'm pushing out the staple here. All right. It looks like I'm just glancing that we're going to do the ears next. So with right sides together, pin an earpiece A from fabric color 1 with a matching earpiece A from fabric color 2. Using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew together the ear set, leaving the straight edge open at the bottom. Repeat with the remaining 2 earpieces. Great. All right. Let's find the ears. So here's an earpiece, and here's an earpiece. And here's one. And here's one. Okay, so with right sides together, so those 2 match. And these 2 match. I don't know if we really need to pin these yet. I'm going to put my cutting mat up here so when I pin I don't scratch my table at all. I suppose we could throw a pin in. So sometimes with pieces like this I'll just throw a pin right in the middle. Then it keeps everything together enough and I don't have to stop sewing to take out pins. So let's do this side too. All right, so just around the outside using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And we leave these bottom bits open. All right, we're sewing. Let's do it. Yay, exciting. All right. So I think everything is just where we left it here on the sewing machine, so we should be good. I did not change the needle or anything. Maybe I should do that, but we'll see how we are here. I think I'm going to back tack too at the beginning of these places, of these seams, just to kind of lock it in place. I do like doing that, especially because we'll be turning all these pieces right side out, and that can pull at the stitches, so back tacking I think will be a good idea. Alright, coming around the corner here. I think that's good. Let's rotate. Sometimes on the curves you might need to lift up your presser foot a little bit. Lift up and turn. If you can't make that big of a turn all at once. Okay, I'm going to go backwards a couple stitches again. Lock it all in place and forward, and I think I'll just start stitching that second piece. I can get rid of that pin now. Let's plop it on there. All right, and let's just, I'll start this guy up right away here. Oh, let's back tack yet. Okay. One more. There we are. I'm going to just snip some of this excess away. That's our one ear. Okay, back tacking again, and let's get this off the machine. Let's get my leader. Alright, and snip. Okay, we got the start of some ears. Okay, plop that on my funny little magnetic slap bracelet guy. And all right, so next up, trim the notches around the curved seams and turn the ears right side out. So, oh, and clip. So clip the tips of the ears. So I'll show you this a little bit closer in the instructions. The reason we're doing this, so here we go. We are going to cut some notches out of the curved shapes, and we are going to trim the top so it's a little bit near the seam there. And the reason we're going to do that is because when we turn that right side out, all the pieces that are now spread out are going to be like scrunched next to each other. So to reduce that, if we cut notches out of them, then it'll just like scrunch together, but they'll just be like close together like that. It won't have like tons of extra bulk, if that makes sense. And the same thing at the tip. And I'm going to use my super sharp scissors, and we're going to just cut a little kind of triangle out so I'm near the tip. Again, we're just kind of reducing bulk. You should probably be fine if you don't do this. You know what? I like I love actually cutting the little notches out with the pinking shears. I just kind of love doing that around curves. So pinking shears are those scissors that have the little notches right in them, and I can just go, and we're reducing some of that bulk around the curve. So see, I just trimmed it out like that. Now if you don't have that, you can just go in here, cut a few triangles out. You don't need to do as many as what the pinking shears did, but just a couple out of the curved areas. That'll reduce the bulk. All right, so there's one, and let's just do this other one quick. Just around some of these curves. I think this is plenty. All right, let's turn them right side out. So you can do this just by hand, like how I'm doing it now. You could use like a pencil or like a chopstick to kind of push these out. I do have that, oh gosh, what are these called again? These hemostats, right? Yeah. Yep. I do have this. It's kind of, sometimes I just use it to like push items out, but you can grab onto things and pull too. But we are just getting this seam out as good as we can. And we can get a little pin. I like using T-pins because the T-pins I have are a little bit stronger than my other pins or a needle. And I can use that to kind of pick out the tip a little bit. All right, the next step, I'm just reading ahead. With the fabric color 2 facing you, bring together the corners. I might press this first. I suppose I wouldn't have to, but I might do that. Let me grab a T-pin. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I just like these for picking out little points. I want the little tip of his ear to be poked out. There we are. Cute. I don't think we need to really press this. As long as we get all the seams are kind of out, that's looking nice. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to press though either. Yeah, we'll turn on the iron. All right, let's turn this one right side out. Ooh, but the next step, we get a fold over this part of the ear, and I think that's what kind of makes it look like an ear. I'm kind of excited for that part. Ah, cute. Cute little ears. All right, let's turn this right side out first. Come on, I can't get my finger in here. There we go. I was not expecting we'd get to sew tonight, so I'm really happy about this. And I think we'll actually get the ears done too. Cute little ears. I think I'm just going to sew. I'm not going to press these. They can be a little poofier. They can be unpressed. I think that'll be actually kind of cute. All right, let's pick out the end here, or the ear tip. I'm being careful to not like pull it through the stitches at all, but there we go. Cute. I'm just going to run this along the seam again, make sure that seam's all poofed out. All right. There are our ears. You know what? I think I am going to press them just because they got a little fold in there. So let's just do it. Might as well get them nice and pretty. Okay, I want to get right on the seam, though I don't really want to fold it over at all. So this is kind of optional. I don't think you really need to do this. And I'm just going to kind of get there. That fold kind of went away. There, I just kind of got the bottom. I'll leave the top a little poofier. Cute. Aww. Fabric's so sweet. All right. Next up, I'm gonna use the pins again. Let's grab the mat again. All right, so we have our two ears. So I'm gonna face them so that the insides are up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fold, you know, we have like an outer edge and then like an inner edge here. I'm gonna fold the outer edge, this point I'm gonna fold to this point there along the edge here. So, you know, I'm gonna keep that bottom edge in line. I'm not gonna worry about what's happening up here. I just want that bottom edge and our two corners to meet up like so. So the 2 points are met and we're straight along that edge. I'm just going to throw a pin right in there. That one I could have probably used a clip, but there we go. So that's our first ear. And then the same thing here, but we're just kind of doing it the opposite. So that the inside of the ear is up, that color number 2, and then this outer point we're bringing to the inner point along this, the opening as our straight edge. And there we go. Throw a pin in it, and our ears are ready to sew. So we're really kind of basting these next. So what I want to do is, what I really want is this to just stay in place without a pin. So what I'm going to do is sew 1/8 of an inch. So not our full 1/4 inch seam allowance, just a little bit. We're basically temporarily holding these in place so we don't have to use the pins. So that is the next bit. So let's head over to the sewing machine and we'll have our two cute little ears. Ah, they're looking so sweet. I love the gray and these strawberries together. And I suppose I'll add a little back tack in here too. So I think I can already get rid of this. Oh gosh, it is handy having this right on my wrist to get rid of it. Get rid of these pins right away. Come on. Ooh, it's there. Lay flat. All right, a little bit of a back tack and forward. So just 1/8 of an inch or so. So these stitches will be covered up with our real seam allowance that we'll stitch later. Little back. There we are. All right, I need to get another leader piece here. I got a few new leader fabrics that I found when I was cleaning, so we got a few new whites and new colors here. New lights and darks. All right. Scissors, where did you go? I guess I'll just grab another. Oh, it's right behind the sewing machine. Always nice having a few scissors around. Okay, so we have our ears all done, looking so cute. All right, so there's our two little ears, the inside of the ear with that little fun, ear pouch thing, I guess. All right, so we can move on to the next step yet. You know what, you guys? It's 9:26. I think we'll leave the next step till tomorrow, but we have a good start here. So next up, what we're doing is we're making that complete gusset of the head. So that's that part that goes from the nose all the way to the top. A gusset is what widens this area. So instead of having a completely flat head, this is what gives it some shape. So it's going to go all the way here, gets wider here, then we add the ears in, and it goes all the way to the back of the head. So that's the gusset. So we need to get the ears basically in the middle of our gusset. So let's just grab those pieces. I'll need this. Oh, and the other thing we wanted to remember is that I'm using that directional fabric. So I want the flowers going up when it's on the back of the head. That's this part. And then I want them, here's this. I want the flowers going up on the front part too. So this is the nose here, so I want it like this. So this is the direction of our gusset. So our two pieces, the directional fabrics, will kind of collide in the middle at the ears. So that is our next bit there. We'll pin the ears into place, sew them onto this back gusset, and then we'll sew. Or we'll just pin it, and then we'll sew this whole bit together. And that's when we'll get our real 1/4 inch seam allowance. I think I just want to peek what it's going to look like. I'm just going to hold them there. It's cute. So there's his little ears. This will be his nose right here. Cute. All right. Totally loving it. I'm really happy with these colors. Then his little face will go over here. All right. He's coming together. All right. Hold on here. There we go. Okay, back again. So yeah, I'm really happy with our progress tonight. Like I said, I wasn't thinking we'd get all the way to sewing, and we even got further sewing than I thought. We got the whole ears done. Like I said, after we got these cut, this is the part that it's just gonna go. It's gonna all go quick, I think. So we'll have these. I do have like 9 more or so. We're just kind of playing around with them, seeing if I like them. These little slap bracelets. Jeez, I just flung pins everywhere. But it's like those old school slap bracelets with a magnet on there. And what's nice is that they fit any wrist then. But I will be using this a whole lot more tomorrow, because we'll be doing a lot of pinning, especially once we start going around some of these curves of the head and the body. We'll be using a lot of pins, so I'm excited I'm kind of test driving this, so we'll have a few more where you guys can help test drive it with me. And yeah, we'll get I think we'll maybe even get the whole head done tomorrow, just looking at the instructions a little bit forward. Yeah, we could probably do the head and maybe even stitch the face on a little bit. We might wait till the end for that, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll stitch on the eyes and everything right away if we have time yet. So, all right, I'm excited. I think this guy's going to turn out really cute. The pattern is available if you want it yet. The booklet is nice, the printed booklet, because it has the full size paper for the pattern versus the PDF is fine too. It's the same thing, but you do have to like tape the larger pieces together before cutting. But you check that out, and we'll continue this tomorrow. So thanks so much. Share in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group on Facebook. I'd love to see how your bunnies are turning out. All right, have a great evening, everyone. Good night.